What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Digibyte. Those are the four we're going to go over. But first of all, what I want to talk about here, I was reading my book. It's called Rule the Freaking Markets. It's a very good book if you guys are interested in trading. And what this goes on to say, it says, take small losses and make big gains. If you don't take small losses, you're going to lose your butt. I can't put it any more plainly than that. If you're unwilling to take a loss on any trade, I guarantee you that you'll lose money. Most people have trouble taking small losses. They don't want to lose anything on a trade because it makes them feel like they failed somehow. But taking small losses means you succeeded. Focus on the fact that you should take small losses, not that you should take losses. Taking small losses is a way to limit losses when they occur and to make sure they never turn into big ones. Taking small losses and big gains is the way successful traders trade. It's the only way to be a successful trader. And that's what I've talked to you all about because I've learned this lesson myself. You know, when trading, you always have to remember that you want to let your winners run and use some type of a trailing stop loss. And then in terms of your losers, you want to cut them quick before they turn in some big, massive failure. Just like as we look at Bitcoin and how we work in trends here, when we came out of this inverted head and shoulders here and we came up, there was a trend line that I had drawn here. And once that trend line broke, and you can see this candle here, this is a very strong candle, almost like a bearish belt hold line candle at the top here, bearish engulfing candle as well, because it's engulfing the previous days, but just a very powerful downward candle. Guys, with a trend line break, that's the time that you want to get out because look at what can happen here. So if say you were taking some type of a loss even on that area right there, think of what you could have saved yourself going from 9,800 all the way down to about $3,800. Because once that trend line broke, you knew enough as the RSI was going down, wow, we had that bearish engulfing candle up there. Guys, that's a telltale sign. Get out of your position, and that could have saved people massive amounts of money. So that's what I want to do in this channel is really try to educate people the best that I can. So what we're seeing here with Bitcoin and what we need to be, aware of is the fact that we potentially could be having a double top reversal. And what we're looking at here is we were trying to get back up above $10,000 again. As I've talked about, $10,000 is critical for Bitcoin. It either acts as a very strong overhead resistance or it acts as strong support, and we need it to act as strong support. We need to get back up through it and turn it into support. But right now, the thing that you're looking at here is we basically even failed right here to get back up to the previous high of 10,103, which we got up to before. And as well as that, you can see our RSI is also having that downward pressure. Right now we're at 61. We are having lower highs coming in on the RSI though. So that's definitely something that we have to be aware of. Right now, if you are in a long, the volatility stop, we'll take a look at that. That is at 8,683 for you guys. People I know like to see that. And that is on the 1 day time frame is what we're looking at there. But what we needed here out of these tweezer bottoms was more volume. We had about average volume here to get over top of this area, because what's troubling for Bitcoin here, take a look guys, and we've talked about this for quite a while. I mean, and this is just even the 14,000. If I had more screen there, we could go all the way out to the 20. We'll even try it guys, just to take a look here. What you can see though, here is our high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then we just tried again to get up above that, and it's looking like we may have failed. We're going to have to wait to see where the candle ends up closing today, but this is an important fact that we have to pay attention to, where this candle closes today. If it closes in something like a bearish engulfing candle, something along those lines, where we have deep penetration into this previous day's candle, then guys, that could have been the top there, and we may start reversing in some type of double top reversal and start working our way back down. Now, does that mean we have to go all the way back to the bottom? It doesn't at all. Say we are to have rejection here and we don't get back up above there. Sometimes, guys, we have 50% or more retracements in this space. If we go from our swing low all the way up to our swing high here, we take a look at this. Okay, so right now we retraced back to the 0.236. If we did get a little bounce off of that, but if that would have been the bounce to get us a higher high, that would have been extremely bullish, only retracing that 0.236. A lot of times you'll retrace to the 0.382 in normal markets. In crypto markets, a lot of times it's back to that 0.5 or that 0.618. 0.5 would be at 6,228, and then the 0.618 would be at 5,500. in 54. So I wouldn't be shocked if we were back to that $6,000 area, set some type of a bottom, and then try to go back up and tackle it again. But this right here, I don't think came on enough volume to get us up over top of that. But guys, this is cryptocurrency. Like I've talked about, the whales can do whatever they want. But right now we have to look at these things. We have a double top that potentially could be forming here. We're going to have to wait and see the candle close here, but we are having some downward penetration into our previous day's candle there. We're looking at an RSI that is having lower highs right now, depending on what we're going to do here. And what I want to do is get into just a couple more indicators on the one-day time frame, because we're really stepping back and we're looking at the big macro picture here for Bitcoin. So if we go to our stock RSI, we'll take a look at that. We did have a bullish cross here, and that came at those tweezers, starting to slow down a little bit with momentum there. We're at 35 and 26 on our stock. MACD is something I always like to look at as well. And we actually started to tick to the negative here on the histogram. Now we're starting to kiss a little bit more, just a lot of fight in that area as we approach $10,000. But you can see we're not in the positive there on the histogram for the one day. Then we'll take a look at our awesome oscillator. And this is a good one that I like as well. You can see a lot of times what you like to do is look for the awesome oscillator when it switches to that red up there, and if it's on some heavier volume, and then you have like a bearish engulfing candle, something along those lines, that can be a telltale sign on some tops for you that can really help you out. So you can see there, awesome oscillator started to go down. Then we hit that green bar right up in this area. So we're going to see if this is going to try to start moving to the upside here, or if we're just going to have that continued downside pressure. Then another one I want to show you guys is the Don Chain channels, if that's how you say it correctly. For this, on the one day, we are up above our middle band, which was nice. We found support off that. Okay, and now we're getting closer to the top of that upper band. And a lot of times people do take profits up at that upper band, then it'll sell back off to the middle band. If you're in an uptrend, and vice versa in a downtrend, you'll typically stay below that. So that's something I'm going to pay attention to as well. But I just think we need to put this on our radar that we could be having some type of a double top here, and maybe we do need a little bit more of a cool down overall for us. So that's Bitcoin, guys. You get some from that. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate all the message down low, the thumbs up, exclamation points, and everything. I'll try the best I can. Get back to the comments when I get back home from work today, guys. Started at 6:15 this morning, so it's nice to be back in my normal business and everything, so that feels good. But just, you know, getting back into the rhythm of everything as well. Got a lot to do. So we're going to move into Litecoin next. Litecoin's at $43.18 right now. And the thing that's a little bit concerning to me about Litecoin that I want you all to pay attention to here, as we like to look at trends, so in the macro sense, we're still ultimately in that downtrend. But what I'm looking at here, guys, you can see, so this was our high, right? Can you believe it? At one point, Litecoin was up to $450, guys. And even after Litecoin having everything, $43. It's unbelievable. And that just shows you what can happen. I mean, look at these trends, guys. And that's what I'm trying to follow. I want to be a trend follower. You know what I'm saying? Like, look how long some of these can move. It can be 6 months to the downside, to the upside. But here was our high, lower high, lower high. And now we have to pay attention. We hope this isn't our lower high, because the next lower low could take us down to retest, you know, $22. That definitely could happen, and we need to be aware of that. What I'm nervous about, or I'm watching right now, looking for a good potential if we do have some type of climax dump or whatnot, I'm watching this. This is kind of like a little bear flag here. So we had this push down, this pull down, and then we had this reaction back up where we were trying to climb back up to get inside of this trend line, but it didn't come on very heavy volume there. So that's suspect. Sometimes it can be one of these. Do you see this, guys? Just give you a good example here. A push down, and then we had that reaction. We didn't have much volume, and then we had a whole nother leg down, and that's what you need to protect yourself from. Right now, the volatility stop is actually showing to the upside for if you were shorting it. So say you were short on Bitcoin right now, your stop loss or your buy stop would be at 47.57. So that's showing you that the trend is down, and we need to be aware, and we need to align ourselves with the trends. So, you know, could we get some BART pattern where we pop up, guys? Absolutely. Like I said, this is cryptocurrency. I'm not going to be the wizard man for you. I'm going to show you technical analysis. That's what I'm here for. You know, I'm not going to predict nothing. I'm not going to rub the crystal ball, do any of that type of stuff, because, you know, I've looked at too many stock charts now and everything when prices for stuff were in the thousands, and now you can get some of those projects, whatever, for 75 cents. And they never came back. So that's something. Never marry a coin. I will say it over and over. And Rule the Freaking Markets here talks about that all the time. Never marry a stock. Never marry a coin. never marry any of them, because you know what? They don't love you. Litecoin to do a big dump on your face and it won't care. So never fall in love with any coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, this or that. You know, have projects that you like and have faith in, and put the money that you can afford to put in. Don't ever put more than you can afford to lose in. But you always need to be aware that these coins don't love you as much as you love them. Let's just put it that way. We've a lot of people who've traded this market or hodled in this market, they will know that. So if you agree with that, guys, give me the thumbs up down there. So with Litecoin, really, guys, what I'm looking at here, we need to hold as support about $41.38. If we don't hold that, it'd be down around $40. We'd see if we got a bounce off that. Other than that, guys, we just start working our way down 36.87, then be down around 35.41, and say we did get an upside move. We need to get back within this purple trend line here and start making moves to get back over top of $50 psychologically. You know, Bitcoin's $10,000 is Litecoin's $50. That just is what it is right now. So guys, that's Litecoin. You know, just pay attention to that. If we just throw on the relative strength quick here, you can see we don't have a lot of strength coming in right now. We don't have a lot of volume, and we don't need this to turn into a bear flag or somewhere we have another leg down. So I just kind of wanted to warn people on that. I'm not saying it has to happen. Just want to put it out there. So next we're going to go into Ethereum. All right, Ethereum, as we've been continuously looking at the same deal, losing strength here on the RSI. Volume has been low with this little reaction here. So guys, you know, this isn't the most promising right now. You would want to see more volume coming in if this was going to continue strong to the upside. You know, but this, like we said, this is the crypto market. And even back here, when we were continuously making some moves, there wasn't the most volume, but we kept climbing, which overall, when you're in an uptrend, you want the volume to be swelling. You want it to be moving up in each impulse wave. Okay, so the volume's a little suspect here. We had our trend line break. We have lost $205, which was our support. You see how we fell through that, guys. We went all the way down to that 175, and now that 205 potentially could act as overhead resistance, so we need to be aware of that. Right now, volatility stop. You can see the momentum is to the downside, so that would actually be a buy stop there, and that would be at $212 if you were shorting Ethereum. But what that volatility stop does, it helps align you with the trend. You can see all through here, right up there, it's going to show you that you're in that downtrend. Then when you're in the uptrend, it's going to show you those green dots, and that's just going to help align yourself with the trend. And that's what I'm all about, guys. You really want to trade with the trend. You know, say you're shorting, you want to be shorting in a bear market or in a downtrend. If you're longing, you want to be longing in that bull market. Okay, unless you really know what you're doing, and you can buy things like a climax dump, and you get in, you know it's going to be a quick reaction, then potentially fall, get your profits and get out, is what you're looking at. But the RSI is at 52 right now. We need to continue to hold $175 for support for Ethereum, guys. And if we take a look at Ethereum on TradingView, we have over here oscillators: 1 sell, 8 neutral, 2 buy. Summary, we have a 5 sell, 9 neutral, 14 buy. Moving average, we have a 4 sell, 1 neutral, and 12 buy. And then if we throw in our moving averages here, for Ethereum, we're still up above our 200. That's a good thing for us. We're up above the 50, and we are trying to fight to stay up above that 20. So that's where you're getting some of those moving averages that are telling you it's bullish. Whenever you're in an uptrend, or you're holding those moving averages there, which right now we're just really moving sideways. So moving averages don't really tell you much when you're moving sideways. That's another tip you guys would want to remember. So that's what Ethereum needs to do, guys. We need to hold that 175, and we need to get up above 205 and turn into support, is what I'd be looking at. And then we'll move into Digibyte. So with Digibyte, same deal, losing some strength here, guys. You need to pay attention to that, okay? RSI is back around 59, so it has cooled off. There's been a lot of volume, a lot of selling here. So this area where we got our bullish engulfing candle, let me switch here. This was our bullish engulfing candle. We needed to get over top with that bullish engulfing candle, 0.02485 in my opinion. That was important to go up and make a higher high. So what we did here, we set a lower high right here. Now we're trying to set a higher high, so we're almost getting in a little equilibrium pattern to where it could break either way. Guys, same deal here. It could break absolutely either way. We're still holding our 20 EMA, which is good. You can see we wicked down, and buyers were stepping in that, but the volume's tailing off a little bit. We need to be aware of that. We are up above our 50 and our 200, so that's good. But overall, we need to be careful in this area for Digibyte, because if the floor does fall out and we end up losing around 0.01645, then I would look down around this 50 moving average, and that would be 0.01153, and that's a decent amount percentage lost if it does go down to that area. So we just need to be aware of that, like I said, guys, and see if we can get that strong move to the upside. I believe it's probably going to depend on Bitcoin, what Bitcoin's going to do. Bitcoin makes a strong move and we can hold $10,000, then it'll probably bring Digibyte along with it. If Bitcoin dumps, it could be a pretty gnarly dump for Digibyte as well. So you always need to plan for that as well. And guys, that was that failure of trying to get over top of that high. So let's be aware of that. That's what I want to bring to you guys. You like me covering all these coins, especially Digibyte at the end, guys, let me know. Thumbs up, and just put if you specifically come here for Digibyte. I'd like to know that too, what type of Digibyte people I have, or if you're just here for Litecoin or, Ethereum, Bitcoin. I'd really love to hear what everyone's here for. So I appreciate it, guys. God bless you all. Take care.